Hi folks, and welcome back to Meaningful Money. Okay, here we are again, and we're carrying on in our Simple Money series and beginning probably a fairly lengthy process about making money. Doing lots of videos about how to build wealth over the long term. We talked in the last couple of videos, just a bit of an intro to the series. Last time we did a screencast, remember, about wrappers, platforms, wrappers, funds and assets. So now we need to start looking at the individual assets. Okay, so before we do that, let me say thank you to my friends down here in the bottom right once again. That's Seven Investment Management. They're continuing to sponsor me and putting their name to what I do, and I'm really grateful to them for their support. It helps me keep going. Now, we're going to look first at cash as an asset class. Now, this is an update from a really early video, episode number 28. Bear in mind, this is number 280, right? So we're 90% further on than we were in episode 28. And if you'll see if you look back at episode 28, you know, the audio quality is fairly awful. Video quality is not much better. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to update it, but it won't be a long one, this. So when we're talking about cash as an asset, I'm not talking about the emergency fund that you've set aside for emergencies, as the name suggests. That's not an investment. Neither am I talking about any money that you've got that's saved up, which you're likely to need in the next 5 years. No, I'm talking about cash as part of your portfolio, if you like. Part of the money that you're building up for your future. Now, let's get a little mantra going here, okay? Say it with me. Cash is not an investment. Say it again. Cash is not an investment. What do I mean by that? Cash is in place to hold money for the short term, really. If you want to be rich, you don't just put money in the bank, particularly not at the moment. It's May 2013. Interest rates have been at record lows for 4 years now. You know, it's not a great place to hold money for the long term, but it is a good place to hold money for the short term that you're going to use in the next 5 years or so. But having said that, cash forms a part of every portfolio. If you invest in a fund, say, the fund manager will hold a little bit of his or her portfolio in cash. And they'll do that for two reasons. They'll do that firstly as a sort of war chest, so that they have money that they can take advantage of an opportunity of buying something worth buying. Now, you know, if they've already got all the money in their fund invested in other things and a really great opportunity comes along, they'd have to sell out of one thing in order to buy into the really great opportunity. So instead of having to do that, they will always keep some money in cash so that they can grab an opportunity as soon as it arises. That's the first reason a fund manager would keep cash. And the other reason would be to be defensive. So if you know, they're concerned perhaps about a stock market correction or whatever, they might sell out of some of what they're holding in their funds and just put that money temporarily into cash. Remember, say it again, cash is not an investment, it's a place to store money for the short term. So if your fund manager is a bit concerned about the near future, they may hold a bit more cash than they normally do in order to sort of reduce the riskiness of the fund as a whole. So a short-term fund for opportunities, and also sort of a kind of defensive positioning if they're concerned about risk. They are the only two reasons anybody would ever hold cash in a long-term savings and investment portfolio. But how much are we talking realistically as a percentage of a total portfolio would you hold in cash? Well, if we take your average sort of multi-asset fund, remember we talked about funds last time, a fund which holds all kinds of different things, well, if we take that as a proxy for your portfolio, say, well, you've maybe 1-2% of the whole would be held in cash at any one time. Maybe if stock market's very volatile, the manager might hold 5% in cash, but that would normally be a maximum, really. So you're not talking a big part of your portfolio here, you're talking a very small part, probably 1-2%. Now, a property fund, as a little sort of exception to that rule, will usually hold more cash. That's because if investors want to sell and take their money out of a property fund, property is, by its very nature, difficult to sell. It's illiquid. It can take time to sell, and so the fund manager would keep a pot of cash there so that they can pay people out if they want to withdraw their money. But anyway, that's a sort of little exception to the rule. Usually speaking, 1 to 2% is the most you would keep in cash in any healthy portfolio. As ever, leave any questions about that or comments. You can do that under the video here on the site. But next time, we're going to be looking at the other asset classes. I think probably next time we'll look at gilts. All right, so thanks for watching this one. Little intro to cash as part of a portfolio. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.